Our solution, Tinder for event professionals.
The art of the elevator pitch has been lost, and we're here to bring it back. After 5 years and 3,000 pitches, we've developed a simple formula that anyone can build from. Who are you? What is your company? What problem do you solve? How do you solve it? Who's going to pay you money? What do you need? Nail that in 30 seconds and you're on your way. How will today's entrepreneur do? Pitch practice is now in session.
Hi, my name is Ifebi. I'm the founder and CEO of VendorSpace. Surprisingly, event professionals are ranked as the 5th most stressful job. This is mainly because of the time-consuming task it takes to find vendors, and vice versa for vendors finding events. Our solution, Tinder for event professionals. We've created an interactive, dual-sided marketplace that allows you to find event resources near your desired location, no matter the budget, request, or deadline. We are currently in beta and seeking more testers. You can sign up and learn more about us at vendorspace.co.
Now, let's break down today's pitch.
Thank you very much, Ifebi. Now, you've got a very unusual name, Ifebi. Very, very unusual name. Most people will just stumble all over that. You can use it to your advantage because it's very memorable if you let us remember it. So I would stick with Ify. You may want to spell that, I-F-Y. You don't have to, but it may be helpful. Once people can visualize that, then they know exactly how to say it. And then your name of the company, VendorSpace. Very easy to say, very clear that when you said it, you did say it a little bit fast. And again, this is a very common problem. It's very familiar to us, so we blah, blah, and we say it really fast. But it's not familiar to other people. It's not familiar to our audience. So we need to say certain things, our name, and certainly their company name, really, really slowly. So Ifebi with VendorSpace, really slow. Now the other thing that we don't know about you is why you? Are you an event professional? Have you been an event professional for a long time? Afterwards, we were able to talk, and we know that you have been that 5th stressed out person in the world. We know that, and that's where this is coming from. So that gives you credibility. You've been there, you've worked in that industry for a long time, and now you're solving that problem. That gives you credibility. And I think that should be part of when you say, hi, I'm Ify with VendorSpace. I've been planning events for however many years. I think that would go over very, very well. The problem here, I think, is one that anybody who's tried to plan any event, whether they do it professionally or if they're planning a birthday party for their 9-year-old, they've gone through this. It's a difficult thing to find the people you need to provide the services you need when you need at the place you need. It's just hard, no matter what you're doing. And if you do it for your living, if your job is to plan events for other people, then you get to live that stress 24/7. Because it never stops until you get that event done. Now, going into very specifics about how it's stressful, I think would be very well done doing a story. As usual, we want a story here. And walking us through that context of during this event, there were 62 different vendors that had to bring so many different products or services to the table, all at a specific time in a specific place. And then, of course, the person you're serving, the entity you're serving, the people who are having the event that you're putting on are always going to have certain demands, and you have to meet those demands. So you add up the fact that it's really, really hard to find the right vendors at the right time in the right place with the right service and the right product with demanding customers, and you got a really, really stressful situation. If that's what you're doing, I think a story that gives us some context, maybe a little bit of exaggeration here and there, to give us some, to really highlight the more painful problems would be very helpful in explaining exactly why it's so stressful to plan events. My favorite part of this whole pitch is the first thing she said for the solution, Tinder for event professionals. She should have stopped there. That's all you need. A great analogy for what you do. It lets people instantly see. Of course, they have to know what Tinder is. And if she's going after that target market, maybe they do. So if you know what Tinder is, and you can apply that app, that service to event professionals, then you know exactly what she's doing. So I appreciate that she gave an explanation. I don't think it was necessary. It certainly wasn't necessary for that audience because they got it immediately. As soon as she said Tinder for event professionals, she could have stopped right there. She went on to say that it's a two-sided marketplace for event planners and professionals to find vendors and for vendors to get business. It's a marketplace. She's sitting in the middle, making it easy for everybody to find everybody else. Efi asked for two things. She said they're seeking beta testers. They're in beta and they're seeking more testers. And then she also asked us to go to vendorspace.com, sign up and learn more. So which one does she actually need? If she's in beta, people signing up, yeah, that's a great way for her to get potential future customers, but that's not what she needs today. She needs beta testers. So ask for one thing. In your elevator pitch, ask for one thing. In fact, in every presentation you do, when you're pitching, when you're standing in front of a group, ask for one thing. Whatever it is that you need the most then, whether you need a beta tester, a partner, a co-founder, if you're raising money, ask for just that, but be really, really specific in what it was. Thank you, Efi, for attending pitch practice. We are glad to have you and happy for you that you finished up the pre-accelerator here at Atlanta Tech Village. I want to remind you of two things, and this applies to everybody, that when you tell us who you are, give us just a little bit of your background. When you move on to a bigger, longer presentation, you're going to spend an entire slide on you or your team because the investor is betting on you. So when you introduce yourself, give us just a little bit of context on where you've been. In this case, Efi has been an event planning professional for a long time. That's all she had to say. That doesn't take but 1 or 2 seconds to say. And then give us a story that explains and illustrates for us the context of why it's so very stressful to be an event planning professional. Thank you. Now go practice your pitch.